Hi everyone, so I'm here with Mary Perez, who is the Executive Director at Kingsley Manor Retirement Community. This is actually where I live and volunteer, so I hope that this interview serves everyone well, not only that it's interesting, but also that it may help any students who perhaps are thinking about one day being an Executive Director. So, hi Mary, how are you?
Hi Carol, good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I just have a couple questions for you. The first one is I just wanted you to tell us a little bit about yourself and basically how you got into this career.
Okay. Well, I have a master's in social work, and I first got into working with the elderly when I was 16 years old. My stepfather got me a volunteer job during my high school break, and I started working with seniors in Holland, Michigan. And then after that, I decided that I enjoyed working with seniors and pursued my bachelor's in social work and then my master's in social work. The screen went blank.
Okay. Let's just do it like that, the way I can control it, and I'll just edit it. So once you were 16, you just kind of went from there? You've been working with older adults since you were 16, or did you do other things?
No, I actually worked with older adults, seniors primarily, from 16 through college, and then also when I became a professional, I got my nursing home administrator's license, and I have been working in the field of gerontology for over 25 years.
So then you did nothing as far as anything different in between? You knew from then on that you wanted to work with older adults?
Well, I did work with the developmentally disabled when I was in college for a few years, but I think that working with the elderly was my passion, so I've been doing that pretty much all my life.
So you kind of knew from the beginning? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about how Kingsley works? So basically, the different levels of care, just anything you can think of?
Sure. Kingsley Manor is a not-for-profit retirement community located in Hollywood, California, and we're on a beautiful 4.5-acre campus, and we provide 3 levels of care. We have independent living, assisted living, and also a small nursing home on the grounds, and we're able to accommodate residents from all over the United States.
I remember I think when I first did the interview, you were thinking about adding also a memory care unit. Is that still in the plans, or?
That's being considered. If we do that, we'll probably implement a memory care secured program within the next 2 years.
Okay. What would you say is the thing you like most about your job, but also I guess what you like the least?
Probably the most is my interaction with the residents. I've always been fond of seniors, and I like hearing their stories and learning about their backgrounds and their education and what they did when they worked.
And what about the least? Or maybe not the least, but just something you're not too fond of that's maybe a little tedious or difficult.
Probably paperwork.
Okay.
I hate when my paperwork piles up on my desk, and I guess that's one of my pet peeves is paperwork.
So do you think, what would be the hardest part of your job then? So would it be paperwork too, or is it that just kind of tedious?
Just if that's tedious, I would rather be interacting with the residents or the staff.
So if you had to choose the hardest part of your job, what would it be?
Probably, I would say managing staff, managing behavior of the staff, and educating them and making sure that they're providing the best care for our residents. The residents, we can do everything that we can to keep them happy, but if the staff aren't providing adequate care, that can create some challenges for us.
So are there any examples you can give us of, maybe, I don't know, training or something that you do to make sure that the staff is providing the care that they should?
Well, we recently started providing additional training on dementia care because we want to make sure that as our residents are aging in place that they're adequately cared for. And a lot of our seniors are developing dementia because they are in their 80s, 90s, and even 100. And so the staff needs to be trained and geared to be able to accommodate their needs.
So since technically there's no memory care unit, how does that work as far as if a resident starts developing memory issues? Are they still allowed to stay in the community because it's ongoing care?
Good question, Carol. Yes, that was one of the things that we recently identified is the issue of residents requiring a secured setting, and the community is in the process of implementing Wander Guard. So all of our perimeter gates will be secured, and any resident that has been assessed as having dementia and is a risk for elopement will be provided with a bracelet, and that way they won't be able to elope, and we'll be able to provide a safe environment for them.
So does that mean that since you'll be having the Wander Guard, someone who has maybe like a lower level of Alzheimer's can come in, or is that only for people who are already living in the community?
Another good question. We cannot market to accommodate new residents. However, the residents that are aging in place can continue to reside with us.
Okay. Let's see. So what would you say, as far as with the residents, is the biggest issue that you have to deal with as an executive director?
I think probably providing a harmonious environment. We have a lot of educated residents here and a lot of different personality types, and sometimes they don't get along for just even the littlest thing, and to them it's very important. And sometimes we do have residents that are having altercations.
So basically just making sure that everyone's getting along, that there's no problems within the residents?
Correct.
Okay. And from your past experience, just working in the field, you said you'd been working, what was it, 25 years? 25 years. What do you think is the biggest challenge facing just the field, so gerontology, aging services, all that?
Well, definitely the fact that so many of our seniors are living longer, and we have a bigger population of elders to provide care for. And what's concerning is whether or not we'll have enough professionals to accommodate their care. Anywhere from nurses' aides to licensed staff and physicians in the field that are experts in gerontology.
So basically just having the adequate number of people that will be able to take care of residents.
Yes.
What about, let's see. Oh, so I've been working on this thing helping with the Winner Circle. Would you mind telling the class a little bit what this is about?
Sure. Front Porch is the not-for-profit corporation that manages Kingsley Manor, and they have created their own accreditation process, and it's called Winner Circle. There are, I don't know, maybe 70-something standards that we're evaluated on, and each community is evaluated every 3 years. It would be similar to JACO accreditation in a hospital, but in our communities it's called Winner Circle, and like I said, it was created by Front Porch specifically to evaluate how we're providing services, how we're being fiscally responsible, how we're providing, whether or not we're providing adequate customer service.
Okay, thank you. So would you mind telling us, I don't know if you're allowed to tell us this, just exactly how paying for residents here works? So do we accept Medicaid or,
Well, we do have a small nursing home on the community, and at that nursing home we're able to accept Medicare and Medicaid and private insurance. And in the independent living, we are able to accept private pay. So that means that the families pay privately for the care or the apartments. In assisted living, we're able to accommodate lower income residents by participating in the assisted living waiver program, and that's a state funded program that determines the financial needs of each resident, and then they accommodate a certain amount of the rent. So both private and assisted living waiver we can accommodate it in the independent and assisted living.
Okay, so basically it's a little bit different for each level of care.
Yes.
Do you know if most communities of the sort are like that, or it's all different, depends?
There aren't too many communities in the state of California that are contracted with the state of California for the assisted living waiver program, and I believe that Kingsley Manor was one of the first that contracted. So we have quite a few residents on that program here at Kingsley, and I believe we only have one other community that has the assisted living waiver contract in our company. And I'm not really sure how many are contracted throughout the state, but not too many.
Okay. In your opinion, which department, so as far as the marketing department or business, like payroll, is the one that faces the more obstacles? And why do you think that is? Or do you think it's it's probably you that faces the most obstacles?
No, I think that every department has their own obstacles. They're all different. I always tell my staff that, providing care at a community like this, it's like a hub with the resident being in the center, or like a bicycle wheel, and each spoke is the various departments, and they're all important in providing care and meeting the needs of the residents, whether it's financial or care. Nursing is the biggest department in the community. They provide care for about 200 residents, so they probably, I would say, have the most challenges, because the needs of the residents change, and we are accommodating a higher acuity resident now.
And in general, or you can be a little bit more specific, what do you think are kind of like the best changes that you've seen in this field since you started? So, maybe, I don't know, the type of care has changed, or...
Well, certainly in assisted living, we're able to accommodate residents that have higher needs. Previously in assisted living, we would not be able to accommodate residents that had walkers, or that needed medication administration monitoring, and so we're now able to accommodate those type of needs. So assisted living actually saves the state money, because residents that would typically go to nursing homes are now coming to assisted living for care and for their residency.
So basically it's becoming, I guess, more accepting, therefore reducing the cost and allowing residents to have more of a home-like place instead of being in more of a hospital setting?
Absolutely, yeah. All the residents have apartments, and they're very nice apartments.
Mm-hmm.
They're not institutional as some nursing homes may be.
I live here, so I can say that
Yeah.
that's true. They are very nice. And so this is the last question. I'll stop bothering you. Is there any advice that you would give to, the students that are in this field and that will be watching this video?
Well, I think that it's a growing field. I think I probably would have said that, when I first started out, but it's because of our aging population growing. There's definitely a need for people that have a passion and have compassion for the elderly, and I would encourage gerontology students to definitely stay in the field. You won't be bored, and you'll definitely make a difference in people's lives.
Thank you, Mary, and
You're welcome.
I hope this was educational to everyone, and have a great day. Thank you.